Namaskar. The divine in me bows down to the divine in you. Welcome back to this series of Discovering Your Divinity, where we journey together to discover the divinity in me and the divinity in you. So today I'm really excited because I'm going to share with you a topic that is very, very close to my heart, which is, as a woman, can we have it all? And the answer is yes. And I'm going to share this with you today, not as an intellectual exercise, but through my own personal experience. And if I can do it, you can do it too. So when I grew up, it was just me and my sister. I grew up in Singapore with my family. And growing up with us two girls, we were always taught that, yes, we can do anything, that we are possibilities and anything is possible, anything can happen. And we had an amazing role model as my mother, who started her career after we started going to school. So she took some time off after getting married to be with us. And at the age of 40, she went back to school. She did a PhD and she ended up with an extremely amazing career. Today, she's a professor in Singapore. And she was an amazing role model. And because she could, we always knew that we could. And so that's how I lived in Singapore and through my education, both in Singapore and when I went to college in the UK, knowing that, yes, I could do anything that I wanted. Yes. And I think many of us are in that position, that we're taught as young girls that, yes, we can achieve anything that we want. And then life and reality hits. I was in my first job when I started to feel a little bit of discrimination against me as a minority, as a woman, that, hey, maybe I'm not as good as everyone else. I'm not as good as the guy sitting next to me. And that's when my first self-doubt started in my ability to achieve whatever I wanted in life. And so I was with my first employer for about 4 years. And then I moved to another employer who has been amazing. Started with them in Singapore, moved to the San Francisco Bay Area with them as a transfer with both my husband and I. And starting out here in the Bay Area as well, about 16 years ago, it was a very, very different place than it is today. But again, I felt that, hey, yes, I could do anything. So at that time, I had two roles. I was a career professional and I was a wife. And that was manageable. I'm like, yes, I can do this. Yes, I can balance this and have a happy life. And then we had kids. So now add a different role. Add the role of professional, of spouse, of mother. So 3 roles now. And that's when it started to hit, to say, hey, can I do all of this perfectly? Can I be all these roles and fulfill all of those roles as amazing and as perfect as I can? And there was a lot of pressure on me. And I think a lot of us face that, especially there's a lot of pressure from society about, can you be a working mom? Can you be both a good mom and a career professional? Can you excel in both? And I was feeling that, both from myself within me as well as from the community around me. Remember, I said that my mom had taken some time off when we were young, and I had that in the back of my mind too, to say, hey, do I need to do that? Do I need to roll back on one thing to be able to excel in another thing? And that's when I met my guru, Paramahamsa Sri Nithyananda. I met him in 2009. And the first program I attended, Life Bliss program, taught me that, yes, I can do everything that I want. All I need to do is I need to live in the moment and put my maximum energy in whatever I was doing at that time. So the biggest lesson I learned from that very first program that I did with an acharya here in the Bay Area was, when I'm at work, I be 100% at work and I excel at work. When I'm at home, I'll be 100% at home and excel at home. And yes, I can do both. And I've been very blessed. I've continued in my career and as a spouse and as a mom. And I've added a few more roles along the way. I'll get to that in a minute. But just talking about those 3 roles, just believing that it was possible, I got very lucky, and I've had amazing, amazing care for my kids for after school. So just the 3 hours after school that they need to be with somebody, I've had amazing people that have come into my life and that have been amazing with my kids. So I have 2 amazing little girls now, 10 and 12-year-old, and I'm so very proud of them. So going back to learning about being and excelling, and that we're possibilities, and yes, we can do anything that we want. So in addition to the roles of a mother, a professional, a spouse, I added a role as a volunteer as well. So in addition to those 3 things, I started volunteering in my free time. And that might make you think like, how do you manage all that? And actually what I learned is the more that I added to my roles, the more that I added that I needed to do, the better I got at doing everything, because whatever I was doing, I was 100% into that. I was 100% doing that. And I learned that I became a leader in my life because I was a leader in whatever I was doing at the moment. So coming back to the 4 principles that I lived my life with, that my guru Swamiji has taught, is being in integrity. I'm extremely in integrity in every area of my life. When I say I'm going to do something, whether it's to me or to others, I do it. And if I don't, then I need to look in and see, why haven't I done it? And I restore my integrity. And you know what happens with integrity is not only you start to trust yourself, others start to trust you. Others start to rely on you, and you build a community around you because they know you're going to do it. And that's how I've progressed in my career, just by being in integrity and taking on more and more responsibility. And why do I do that? Because I want to be authentic to me, to my possibility. I want to be always expanding and being more that I am, and taking full responsibility for what I do. And so I've grown in my career that way. With my kids, I was teaching a weekend school for a while, teaching these very principles to my kids as a teacher of our weekend Gurukul program. And now I can see that those efforts were worth it, because now they are living the principles as well. They know their possibility. They know they take responsibility. They can do anything end to end. So that is amazing. So by being the best that I can be, I've been able to influence my kids to be the best that they can be. And the third wheel, right? The spouse, that's always a hard thing. There's always a lot of conflict. But what I've learned is both of us being together in our pursuit of our spiritual life with our guru, Paramahamsa Nithyananda, keeps us on track, because we can remind each other about what's important, about the principles that we need to live, him and I, and we support each other in maximizing the possibility. We support each other in, yes, we can. Yes, we can do anything, and he supports me in that, and I support him in that too. So, now that I've shared my story, I hope I've inspired you a little bit to believe that yes, you can do it too. Yes, as a woman, you can have it all. You can have any role that you want. I've just outlined the 4 roles that I have had. You can have any role that you want, and you can do it to the maximum of your ability, because you are a possibility. Want to learn more about that? Exactly that, how you can do that? Come join me in a program that me and my family are taking with our guru coming up at on March 31st and April 1st evening. If you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, it is at 7:30 p.m. on both evenings. And you can calculate around the world, if you're anywhere else, what time that will be for you. It is being conducted at various centers around the world, as well as online if you're not close to a center. If you want to know more about the program, just click the link below. And if you like this video, if you want to hear more from me about my experiences, click like, click subscribe, and stay tuned for more sharings about how, as women, we can help each other journey and discover our own divinities and become the best that we can be. Thank you. Namaste.